show somewhat delayed there. We were waiting for Virtus.pro to finish their previous match, which has finally come to a close. So we should be going live with our match soon, which will be on Cobblestone. And again, we're going to see Virtus.pro. I feel like Virtus.pro are one of the teams who should be like going into majors. Obviously, the next major was announced recently. I feel like they're a team that's very hard to counterpick, purely because of how much they just dive into new maps. Do you have an opinion on this?
Yeah, I completely agree. It's they're usually the best team on the newer maps. The only team that can contest them on Cobblestone is probably Fnatic. But like the last time they played in a major, they got like to double overtime or something. So they're still like very even. But yeah, I agree with you there, because if you're a team that's really good on the new maps, then the opponents will always want to veto those, which means you will always get the best of your standard maps versus them. So probably Cash for Virtus.pro, I would say. Like it's their best, and Mirage, they're just good on every map.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can see NaVi were slightly favoured there actually by the odds by both the gaming bets and the lounge people. The lounge is the lounge horde. But we'll have to see what's going to happen here. I think maybe Virtus.pro might have been underestimated here, although maybe you guys feel like NaVi have the matchup on lockdown against this particular team. We'll have to see. Although it's very hard to bet against Guardian in his current form. But again, guys, let's have a quick look at the giveaway we have coming up. I've gone a bit crazy this time. So when we reach 600,000 followers, we're going to try to trade up 2 Dragon Laws, both of which will be for subscribers. We'll also be doing a StatTrak AK-47 Aqua Marine Revenge, which is still not factory new and needs to be changed, Mr. Producer Reese. And a Bayonet Blue Steel will be raffled, which will be an open raffle available to everyone. So potentially 2 Dragon Laws and an AK and a knife all in one insane raffle.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but it could be 2 Orc Chameleons and an AK and a Bayonet Blue Steel, or an Orc Chameleon and an X-Ray, or some other crap skin we can find to put to throw into the mix there. We never even made a highlight last time. We tried to do 2 Dragon Laws. We got an X-Ray and an Orc Chameleon, so maybe we'll have better luck this time. Actually, myself, this week, I tried to... I bought a Knight myself and tried to get Dragon Law, and I got an X-Ray, which was epic fail. Did it on my stream, and I accidentally muted my microphone while I did it as well, so it was just a complete disaster. But who knows, guys, who knows? But again, we are due to start Cobblestone very soon, just waiting on one more player to connect. Do you have any expectations from this match?
I expect Virtus.pro to win this game, just because of the reason we talked about earlier. They're just very strong on the newer maps. They're very strong on Cobble, and sure, like NaVi is like a decent team at this map, but I still feel like Virtus should have this.
Okay, you looking forward to DreamHack?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
So most of us are flying over to DreamHack tomorrow. In fact, we all are, except Producer Reese. Producer Reese will be staying here. I think we might have some SLTV tomorrow, actually, as we are very close to the finals, which are taking place, I believe, next week. So LAN after LAN after LAN. No stopping here for the Counter-Strike train. No pun intended. Do you feel like train needs more development?
It's hard to say since it's so new, but maybe. But I cannot like pinpoint what it is. For me right now, the alley area feels kind of off. Maybe they should like make it wider or something, because I feel like every time we see a team tries to do something towards LST, they just get demolished right away. And so people stop going there, which means the CTs are trying to push alley just to get like information. It's just like they should just like make it more wide or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it does sound like a bit of a hopeless situation there. So we'll see if that develops. But again, you know, we've had like Cobblestone has had quite significant updates since it first came out. So has Overpass. I wonder if maybe Train will after the next major, sorry, or maybe before. Who knows? I mean, there are a number of things that do need to be fixed in the game. Although, I mean, there always is, but now the list seems to be growing with sounds in the game. If you're on GoTV, not really working. Apparently, there are some other sound issues. There are also sound issues on Cobblestone, but they're very particular, so they're hard to replicate unless you have a demo. Like if you're in T main on Cobblestone, for example, you can hear you can hear people throwing nades from almost anywhere on the map. Like
I didn't know that.
yeah, like if I don't know exactly how to replicate it, but there is definitely a few areas in T main as a T where, let's say there's a CT anywhere on A. If he primes a grenade before he even throws it, you hear it as if it was here, like next to your ear. It's really crazy. So you always know when a grenade's about to be thrown if you're in a certain spot. But that's something that needs to be fixed. It's very, very peculiar.
Yeah.
I actually heard it somewhere else. I think we played Cobblestone the other day actually, and I heard that issue
I had
somewhere
no
else.
idea about that. That's so strange.
It's really, really bizarre. And that's been there since the map came out.
Yeah. It's not as bizarre as the Seized bug we saw the last game,
Oh yeah.
where it's like Seized basically disappeared, but his like equipment was floating in there, like kind of just shaking around, and it was at 2 places on the map at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Go TV it has a mind of its own. Let's put it that way. Obviously, there's still the bug where you get stuck in the smoke as well, which has been there for as long as I can remember.
And all these bugs are just minor compared to like the hitbox bugs that's still around, especially with ladders and jumping. Like the ladder bug where you jump up on the ladder, and it's like your hitbox didn't jump, so it's like on the bottom of the ladder, so you can like go up and you can see over, and you cannot be hit. Like they can stand and shoot you. Your hitbox is behind the train. Oh, if you're playing train, that is.
I did not know that. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I know they are working. They did reply to, I think, an email they were sent by someone saying that they are working on it. I suppose these are difficult things to solve, but here we go. Are we into the knife? Indeed we are.
And I think the winner of the knife will opt to go for the CT side. However, I feel this map is a bit more T-sided, like you may be looking to get 8 or 9 rounds at C, but you can still do that lockdown as CT. It's kind of strange in that way.
Yeah, I think the CTs can be spread a bit thin if you play it well. So it's going to be VP with the option, and they will choose to stay on the CT side, of course. And here we go. Okay, good luck, have fun to both sides. We'll see what NaVi have to offer Virtus.pro. I think it's been a while since I personally saw what Virtus.pro on Cobblestone, so I'm looking forward to seeing. They're one of the teams I've paid the most attention to. There is like a pop flash, which I sometimes mention on North American casts, which Virtus.pro I want to do on the T side, so we'll see if they do that later. But for now, they will be on the CT. Insta-frag there, insta-gib for Pasha onto Guardian. Again, he was so dangerous in the last match, the first match of today, getting the AWP ace on the T side on the final round. So we'll see how
they
he
have
is
to kill
later
Snax here.
Okay, Snax gonna retreat as he runs out of bullets, and he will run out of opportunities to frag there. Going down to the gun of Zeus, byali, taking down Seized, coming from the underpass areas. Now there are 3 heading towards the site for NaVi, but he's got to be careful of a potential crossfire situation, of which there is. You can see Pasha's just waiting on the site already, hiding around the corner, not announcing himself. Going to let his teammates run distraction, and it'll be 3 versus 1 now. Only Zeus remaining. There's a flank as well. He is a bomb carrier, and he does have 45 seconds, so there's still opportunities for him to try and get something done here. But TaZ is going to stab him in the back with a CZ, and that should be that.
And standard pistol there from NaVi, just trying to go for the A push. But the thing is, they didn't even have a single smoke. And usually just want at least 1 smoke to cover off the connector area. You can buy 1 smoke, drop a tech, you can go for the double flash and 1 smoke, but they just opted to go for full out armor, and I think that punished them pretty hard there with byali, that could just play safe there in the connector.
So you can see Neo and Pasha going straight for M4s of helmets. Helmets across the entire Virtus.pro side, which is definitely going to be important versus these Tech 9s and Deagles. And they will want to maximize the range between themselves and those armor-piercing bullets. Guardian trying to start things off. And there's another highlight for him. Can't see him in the frag video from the Stage 1 finals. So good start. That's another one down. This is not going well for Virtus.pro, and now they're going to have to do ring around the Rosie in the underpass area, which they will win with Neo. So 1 M4 and a UMP. NaVi, remaining 2 players, managed to get an MP9 in the bag, but that Deagle will continue to be dangerous. But TaZ will be hoping he can upgrade his gun at some point. However, He's already left the B bomb site, and he's nowhere near the underpass area, so he might be stuck with the UMP for a while.
Did Neo actually just shoot at the chicken there that came through?
I've seen JW do that on Inferno with York before. They can be very annoying indeed. So NaVi jockeying for position. No helmets on a NaVi side, so that UMP will be lethal if it finds the right target. TaZ will rotate now. He's seen the information from his teammate. Edward's going to go for the desperation plant now. 1 HP. Unable to even things up there. So Virtus.pro will survive with only one of the 2 M4s they bought and 2 players.
Yeah, I mean, decent eco from NaVi pressing their economy for Virtus.pro, but if you go for the tech now full buy a T Cobble, you actually are looking for the win, so I still feel like Virtus.pro is quite happy with that result.
Virtus.pro sending 3 over towards the B bomb site. Not putting anyone too close to the drop zone at the moment. Might keep an eye on it just from the outside. I think Byali's going to be there with the MP7, and we're going to see the drop into the drop, so they'll know, they'll have the cues for it, and they'll just use the range to cut these players down instead of trying to hold it from the inside. That UMP getting 3 frags, so much money for TaZ.
Yeah, 4 kills there from for TaZ from the plateau area, and Virtus.pro just knowing the map really well, playing it very safe, having 2 guys very defensive on the B side, letting them just go down the drop zone, because you don't want to challenge the PD50s and Tech 9s in close combat down in the drop. You just want to take the long distance duel. So great play there from Virtus.
Okay, so we've got the Molotov starting to come out for the Virtus.pro side. NaVi with the buy with limited grenades, but they've got loads of smoke, so they could use those to execute onto the A site. TaZ going to continue with the UMP. That's a little bit cheeky, but if he avoids these flashbangs and uses that smoke wisely, then he may get himself a free upgrade and make some coin at the same time. First frag going the way of TaZ, but he needs to get out of there because he's only got 8 HP. No HEs left on the NaVi side, unbeknownst to him. In fact, they have only 3 players versus the full Virtus.pro side.
And 2 player already going down for NaVi. Looks like they're going to go full on drop here with all 3. This is a very strange decision because you're so committed when you go down here since you can't go back up.
Nice flash from the CT side. Quick peek and pre-fire from Neo. Goes back to the well one too many times. Taken down by C's. 45 seconds. Still a long time for NaVi to do something here. I think they've left 1 player in team main as well. That's going to be Edward. So they could still squeeze the site here. But Guardian going to peek on his own. Bomb not shown, however, to Virtus.pro. So Edward, will he get traded? Yes, he will. TaZ taking him down. C's taking down pasha in the middle area. Now it's 2 versus 1. And C's just needs to look in the right direction to find a frag. But he'll get shot in the back by Snax. An expensive round for Virtus.pro, but they keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, and NaVi's in a position now where they almost want to force buy because they want to pressure their economy of Virtus. Because they still have, if you look at their money, if they lose this round, they're basically forced on equal. They could do like an awkward buy. NaVi not opting for the force buy, just going for some techs, just looking to get some kills here.
TaZ, the only one with money after all those SMG kills, going to leave with 7k in the bank. So we're going to have the Russian underpass, but they're going to get sprayed down by Snax and pasha. Using the ranges are the other players there. Neo taking down Guardian towards long. And that will be another clean round for Virtus.pro. Not many nades they need to replenish either, the expensive ones. Still in the bag, namely the Molotovs.
And let's see if NaVi goes for the same B plateau strat, where you just throw 1 flash to the smoke on B plateau, just try to rush out. Very common strat. They tried it last time, but they got denied by TaZ with his UMP. By the looks of it, it looks like they're just going to go for a standard type of play. Just take control of mid first before they decide to do anything.
Okay, so we'll have to pay attention to how Guardian tries to execute players on this map with the AWP. Just the Open Guardian has been announced as well. No frags for either team yet, no damage done either, really. Just a few feather strikes onto the NaVi player. So we can see we've got 2 VP players deep into the B bomb site. Guardian going to get taken down by Neo. Trade coming in from flamie. He was AWPing on the previous map as well. He spotted pasha behind them. So now the pressure's on NaVi. They've got a few safe havens here. They are pinched between pasha and the players that they must know are elsewhere.
And very defensive positions here from Virtus. Looks like they're actually going to take the bomb and go back towards B. Oh, going back towards A again.
Yeah, they had Zeus just making sure no one was flanking from the B bomb site there, but they've decided to pull back a little bit, but continue towards A. They do have Edward in position on long, and he won't get the frag onto pasha, continuing to be large and in charge. Nice snap there by C's, looking, you know, pasha's around there somewhere, but he could be baiting for the team. Is a trade going to come in for these CTs? 2 versus 3 now. byali going to get taken down in midair, all remaining on TaZ. And worst case scenario for him, he may be going for damage here because their economy is currently superior to the T's, but I'm sure he'll be going for the round as well. 3 players to find. Already in post-plant situations, there's one. But there'll be 2 guns trained on him now. He needs to avoid being traded there. Location unknown for second play.
Yeah.
Does have a smoke to try and defuse this with. He's going to fake it, but I think he should be holding it.
Yeah,
because
he actually could have held it there, I think.
And now he's going to be unable to take the round, but he's going to take everybody with him.
Yeah, the thing is, for him, he probably thought that someone was like super close to him, just walking around the actual site. So, but yeah, if he wanted to win that round, he should have gone for just smoking it and just going for the Nino defuse.
Yeah, on the plus side for TaZ, you can see he has destroyed the money for NaVi, but he needs to stop their momentum now. Patch has picked up the AWP as well. So if we look at the money on the CT side, theirs is more or less all in to boot. Patch is going to get legs by Guardian. Nice timing on the flashbang there.
And Pasha actually going for that mid peak instead of the long peak. The mid peak is really difficult because there's like the terrorists can come from so many different heights at the same time when you peek there. So it's very difficult for you to peek.
Yeah, you're hunting basically.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, I feel like even though Guardian is the one that's going fourth, he actually has an advantage in that position.
Okay, so it is, however, Virtus.pro with the early advantage. Edward is no more, but seized. Ooh, Neo might have good timing here. He has no idea that Seized is behind him. He had a great opportunity, but he just did not hear anybody come down. And Seized gets a frag for free to even things up. TaZ and pasha heavily tagged. 40 seconds on the clock here. Snax standing like a watchtower towards the A site, waiting for someone to engage. And the bomb is headed in his direction as well. He'll hear Zeus and take him down. Nice play there, which is quite interesting in relation to how the map used to be designed. You could jump up there for free, but that does, I believe, require a boost now. It's an important frag that was missed there. And all the Virtus.pro players now are heavily tagged. However, they only have 1 AK to contend with. And AK's going to get traded. So now it's down to Guardian to clutch it versus 2 players. Misses TaZ on the first opportunity. We'll get the bomb plant down. So worst case scenario out for his team. Going for the no-scope there, but he's got 2 players to contend with, and it will be too much for him. Too many directions, too many missed shots. That's another round in the bag for Virtus.pro.
And the money is reset now for NaVi, so great position from Virtus. Might be able to start building that bank now, because NaVi's obviously forced to an eco, even though they got that bomb plant down. But yeah, just a great round there from Virtus. Kind of unlucky for Guardian not being able to kill pasha there as an entry kill, just getting him down to 17 HP. That would have actually made a huge difference.
Alright, so they've got 2 AWPs now. I think maybe one was, maybe pasha bought by accident, or I guess they're going to take the second one for Neo. So we'll see how they can put these into use. Maybe that will afford them an extra man somewhere else. But 2 AWPs against an eco might not be an ideal situation if they lose the drop zone here and take out a rifler. The NaVi side.
Edward actually out all alone. Looks like they're just going to fake the B plateau and just the real coming through the drop zone.
Oh, he just got nailed to the wall there by the AWP. So looking good for Virtus.pro here. Only byali going down. Both AWPs will survive for the next round. NaVi with a mere consolation frag and no plant. So again, that was an important round won the round prior by Virtus.pro. And again, NaVi have a buy, but they buy down to nothing in the bank, and they have the limited nades as well. So
only 2 smokes. I would actually like to see them just go for the B play now. Just throw that single flash through the smoke on B, as I talked about earlier, because it's so strong, and they did lose it the first time when TaZ got that first entry kill, but I still feel like they should try it. TaZ actually falling down.
Pushing through the smoke is often a foolish idea. Edward going to give TaZ a completely free kill there. Maybe not expecting a gap in the smoke, but a gap there was. Sees finally seeking and enacting some revenge onto TaZ. And there is a humongous flank coming out from pasha towards the A site. He's almost in T spawn, so that's going to allow Virtus.pro to stack the A site. They're going to be ready and waiting for these NaVi players. Question is, can the NaVi players execute? Or will they be executed?
Neo in a great position here. And pasha coming from behind now. This is not going to be easy for NaVi.
Yeah, good patience by pasha. You see flamie was looking for the flank as they are lacking information around the site. pasha will continue now with that CZ. And byali getting multiple frags here. Neo coming in as well. Only flamie remains. And Neo will also take him down. So pasha's flank was actually never revealed to the NaVi side there, which means that they can do such a play again without it being more expected by the NaVi side.
Yeah, and just great game sense there from pasha. You always want to have that guy like playing aggressive on A, and it's very important that he can read the game and like gets the feeling, like just a hunch. It's like, oh, this is actually going to be a full dedicated B push.
TaZ currently 13-1. Again, he probably likes this map more than anybody else, even when it was in its previous design.
pasha super aggressive once again.
Exactly, reusing that play as it had not yet been discovered by the NaVi side. And now they're going to come up the stairs, and he will be essentially protected from the rush with an AWP. Although Snax got to be careful here because he's got someone coming behind him. Indeed, he will find him just in time. So now, pasha could potentially flank from long with that CZ. Can he get there in time to do some damage? Two of the Virtus.pro players down. There's one, flamie going down, and a second one. The flank is real. Only Edward remaining. He has in M4. Looking for a flank of his own here.
Yeah, there's just no way. The bomb is down towards the plank, and yeah, Edward probably just gonna try to get some kills here. Virtus.pro is playing it so perfect with these situations. You can see, like other teams, I'm thinking of like Envious, when they're up in a 3v1, they can still play like super aggressive. Virtus just playing it super safe. We have the bomb, just back off. We know that Edward has the potential of killing us if we just peek him. Just wait for him to come to us, and just great discipline from Virtus.pro right now.
Virtus.pro have, feels like they've had double AWPs forever. They continue here. Neo and pasha almost swimming in money. You've got counter flashes coming in from the T's. But they have no map control really just yet. Again, Zeus going to be watching the, he's going to be lurking towards B just in case. Keeping their options open. I think we'll see a different play. Well, we are seeing a different play from pasha now that he has revealed his flank and got 2 frags in that previous round. Edward falls to the AWP of pasha. New positioning paying off. I don't know if TaZ would have seen that play jump down into the drop zone, so pasha could be in trouble here. He's only got 2 HP to start with, and he's got 4 players, 1 pinching him. Virtus.pro need to move into his position quickly. Otherwise, they're going to lose this site. Just unscopes at the wrong time there. Talk about timing. Gets taken down by C's, though, who came down from the drop zone. So, now, Virtus.pro trying to move fast to recover what they can. Trey's coming in. Only byali remains. It's going to be him versus Zeus and flamie. Zeus tagged. This is still doable for byali. The plant has not come down yet. He'll know where one player is, and the second player will be the question mark that he needs to find the answer to.
Great timing there from.
Just ruined the whole round now.
Why wouldn't you? Oh, very nice by BL, but why wouldn't you plant? You can plant so you can't be seen from both middle and A long. And like they knew he was down mid, so there's only 2 ways he can come. He can come from mid, or he can come from A long. And like there's only one guy who can cover the plant. So basically, you have to plant in the hidden spot there. But still, he opted to just plant openly, and the other guy covers the wrong area. So.
Yeah, if this momentum from Virtus.pro continues, then just like the previous match, we might not see NaVi with an opportunity to come back into the second half here on their CT side. A nade from both sides, and Neo's going to get caught with a grenade in his hand, which will give NaVi an early advantage in a significant area of the map. But Virtus.pro just charging, demanding, and taking what they can. 3 versus 3 though, flamie taking down pasha. Bomb is still between A and B and could get lost here if byali can be fast enough. But flamie's going to watch the flank, and just in time, those angles could have changed this round. But it's TaZ versus 3, the top fragger for Virtus.pro so far.
Very similar 1v3, just flanking here from mid.
He will be much later to the site in a post-plant position. You can see the triangle of doom set up here, but he might have a chance to break it if he can find Guardian.
Doesn't have a smoke, so he can't go for the sneaky diffuse play.
So, shot straight in the head, and NaVi will double their score.
And since NaVi has killed so many players this previous round, we're actually going to see a light buy here from Virtus, who... I mean, if NaVi wins this round, they actually can be going for a 4 or 5 round in this half, which makes it at least doable to come back. But if they lose this one, I have a really hard time seeing them winning this map.
Okay, so lots of presence on either side of B from the Ts and the CTs. We've got aggression again from pasha on long with DWP, but no flank just yet. 2 players waiting for him, Guardian and Edward. However, they might need to move faster than otherwise planned, as they have lost a player, and there goes Edward as well. So a significant disadvantage here for NaVi as Zeus tries to find an opening, and he will in the drop zone, but will he be traded? You can see, I think it's byali there, just around the corner. Snax getting taken down as well, and this round has suddenly gone in favour of NaVi. Guardian is going to be the only one left here for the team.
He will be able to pick up the bomb though, so that's something going for him, and they have no clue where he is. And he's going into connector. This is very smart.
Yeah, so this is probably the last place that these 2 players are going to be focusing on for someone to appear. You can see pasha looking towards the T side of the entire map, and TaZ, oh, can he spot Guardian? Is that in his field of vision here? I'm not sure if it is. Indeed, he has spotted him, and that's going to be the call for pasha, and Guardian will have no idea where pasha's coming from, actually.
TaZ can just hide here now. He just has to went for the plant sound, and Guardian is actually pushing connector. This is so cool. Oh, too bad. Very cool play there from Guardian. He knew that TaZ was just going to wait around for the plant, and just wait for his teammate. So he thought, okay, it's impossible if I plant here, because TaZ's position is just too superior. How do I come out of the situation? Well, I can push connector and just try to kill the guy, rotating from there, then get a clean plant on the A side. So the best decision he could have made in that particular position, but it just didn't work out there in connector.
Right, so 11-2 now. NaVi rushing with the 4th buy. The Tech Knives are coming out, but Neo is prepared with the MP9 doing significant damage. NaVi have been absolutely wrecked. flamie 4 HP. Seized on less than 20. Although there are only three Virtus.pro players to find. Close quarters combat is favourable sometimes to those Tech 9s. Just complete spam A and D being mashed on the keyboard. That's going to leave it 3 versus 2 now. Advantage NaVi. But look at the health on this team. They are all within a feather tap distance of going down. Snax going to be taking down the first play. Neo still running around with an MP9, just making bank. Down to seized, and the bomb is down as well.
Yeah, and the decision making from Virtus is just mind blowing. Sometimes it's so good. They realized that both the terrorists were down at the B side, and the guy with the bomb was in B house. And they just immediately realized, okay, if we just boost one guy in the drop zone, he can go up and kill the bomb, and there's no way for them to get the bomb back. So it's like, it's insane how they can make that kind of play so fast.
Right, so full nades coming out for Virtus.pro, and Neo's going to continue lolling around with the MP9. See if he can get more kills. We've got another 4 spy coming in from NaVi. Of course, it is the last round here. So they're going to have 1 AK, 4 pistols, and that's going to be that. No helmet on seized either, and barely any nades. Early presence, though, again, in drop zone. This time with 2 players. Just watching the angles, Virtus.pro might start to get hungry for information. byali's hungry for headshots at the moment, and there's the first one.
Very awkward angle there from Edward.
Yeah, don't even know what to say about that, but trades were found. And we've got fire going on. The flank from pasha again is going to get work in, but 2 versus 2. Because he sees with the AK, is going to get the frag there. pasha trying to... Wow, that snap is absolutely perfect. Second headshot comes in. 13-2, monster half for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, they're just playing so well right now. It's just crazy. I mean, it's not like they're out-aiming their opponent. It's not like their like positions is so good. It's just their like mid-round decision-making is flawless. Like it's so hard to make these decisions so fast. I mean, even like us, we can see the overview, and I still didn't see the opening they had to boost drop zone there and deny the bomb. It's just crazy how they must communicate so well.
Yeah, they had perfectly timed flanks there by pasha. And again, something we've seen from both maps today, the way the CTs on overpass with Edward, NaVi in fact, were occasionally going all the way down. Oh, we have the Julies coming out for Zeus. The Get Right special has extended to the CIS.
And they should drop the jewels to someone with armor. It's weird that he keeps it himself.
That's a good point actually. Sometimes NaVi will drop a Deagle to Guardian, who will run around with armor on the pistol round, but on this occasion it's just going to be raw dual breathers, and they will last all of 1 second. I don't even know if he fired a shot off there. Virtus.pro charging, Virtus.pro murdering, slaughtering, they're turning Cobblestone into an abattoir here. 4 versus 2, no kit on the remaining CTs, and they have just too many directions to contend with. Edward's been spotted now, he's up against 3. Bomb should go down, a $300 bonus for the whole team before the round is over.
Going for the safe plant, the one I talked about earlier.
And that will be that finished off by byali after the bonus for the plant for the teammates who are alive.
NaVi obviously has to go for the force buy, and we see a similar situation as we saw between NaVi and Flipside earlier today on Overpass, where Flipside actually opted to go for the overtime play instead of force buying, and NaVi doing the smart thing. You have to force buy in this situation.
Yeah, this is a map with lots of nooks and crannies, so maybe they can get something done there. And we often see T's rushing the team main area. We saw Simple do it a while ago, but through the smokes might never be a good idea. Virtus.pro evening things up with a Mach 10 kill, and with the guns they have, they could just run around and just cause absolute havoc here. CZ to contend with, but the CZ will lose. Only Guardian remains now with a 5-7 versus 4 Virtus.pro players. Could get a consolation frag through the smoke here, but it will not be. Match point to Virtus.pro, and this has been a pretty, considering the delay we had, we're almost back on time if they win this round.
Yeah, that's actually true, and 13-2 as C2 on Cobble is just, it's very impressive. And I wouldn't be surprised if it will just go to 16-2 now. We see 3 pistols on NaVi, 1 mag, 1 CZ, and Virtus.pro is just playing it super safe still.
Yeah, they're looking like a very scary team. We'll have to come back to that a bit later. 3 versus 3 now. No primary guns for the remaining NaVi players. 2 5.7s and a CZ, but they are very powerful weapons indeed. But their numbers are waning and waning now. Only Guardian and Edward remaining. Make that only Edward. He's going to try and stop this plant from going down. Could get a frag here. Indeed, he'll bring it to a 1 versus 1. Has been spotted. I think the plant was a fake. Indeed, it was. TaZ, top fragger for Virtus.pro with an AK, is going to take it. 16-2. Virtus.pro with just a massive performance there. And the way I feel about this is, if you're going up, like Virtus.pro, along with say TSM and Fnatic, might be the scariest team to go up in a big tournament, because like the way I see it at the moment, you've got to veto maps like Overpass and Cobblestone against them, unless you're one of the few teams who are ready for it, because otherwise you're going to get wrecked. But then that leaves them free to veto your best maps and then just pick whatever they want afterwards, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And they're good at both train. I mean, they're good at train, Overpass, and Cobble. So, like, how do you handle that? Like, you have to play one of those versus them.
Yeah.
And probably even 2 of them.
Indeed.
It's kind of crazy.
It means you've got to raise your game. So, a monster performance from Virtus.pro. We have about 50 minutes until our final match of the evening, guys. So stay tuned. Again, make sure you follow the channel. The sooner we get to 600k, the sooner we can throw skins at you subscribers and non-subscribers alike. But for now, we will go for a break and see you in about 45 minutes.